Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us and join us in the Freedom Zone now in Patreon. In the description box, click Patreon or join us on YouTube. Get every single daily video with zero Google ads for less than the cost of a cup of coffee. It's worth the price of admission, plus extra content, which I am absolutely loving. So make sure you join us inside. What a great conversation. $2.77 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is getting squashed right now, killed. And why? Well, a lot of people are suggesting that the reason that the market's getting suppressed is because we are 2 days away from Liberation Day, right? That is when the tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs, go into play. And this is going to be a time where I think the next several months are going to be a little tricky as that adjustment sets in. That may cause for a correction because the government has been running the economy by printing money around the world. And that is not the way the world is supposed to run. We need the private sector to be the ones that are igniting the economy by building and selling products. You know how it works. Either way it goes, we're seeing a transition from the government, having its hand in the economy to bringing that out and letting the private sector and the private companies get their self pointed in the right direction. Tariffs are a part of that. The change in the position change from the U.S. government on tariffs are going to cause a temporary correction, but I believe it will be for a long-term, beautiful, bright future. No doubt about it. Look, let's get into it. So 82,000 plus for Bitcoin, 1,800 plus for Ethereum, 209 right now for XRP. And we see the range of price between 203 and 217. I'm liking that we're dipping down. I know what I'm probably going to do. Bitcoin's Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor has acquired more Bitcoin, 22,048 Bitcoin for $1.92 billion at $86,900 plus, bringing its total holdings to 528,185 Bitcoin worth $35.63 billion. I got to be honest. I mean, this is so much with the eggs in one basket here. No, I don't think it'll be maybe it's a while before that could be a problem, but I don't know. It's a funny thing. I will say this. Obviously, I have plans to hold on to a certain amount of my XRP. I want to lifelong be able to delegate that, stake that, earn a yield. You know how it works, right? But I want to wait for XRP to get to a very stable, high price for me before I choose to do that. Because I don't want to lose in the impermanent loss game as the XRP price is going up, and you're in a position. It could be a ride that I'm not looking to take right now, but it is something that we study in the private groups all the time. When would be the best time to take advantage of that? But what I'll say is that at some point, I do want to have hard assets. I don't want to have just one thing. That's me personally. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. And remember, Michael Saylor was the biggest loser in the dot-com bubble. 13 billion plus he lost. Tom Lee says he's got nothing to worry about. He sees 150 in Bitcoin's future. Like I said, this might not be a short game that Michael Saylor has a problem. It might be the long game.
To be stacking?
I think so.
You do, at 80.
Yeah, I think, part of this was Bitcoin seasonally was just not going to be attractive until after March ends, and now we're finally exiting March. And so I think not only is the calendar looking better, but as you're saying, Fed and central banks are easing, QT's ending. I think that with positive Washington sort of tailwinds means I think Bitcoin can do well to the end of the year.
Right. People love it when I ask you what your year-end target is on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and makes people very excited.
Yes, and I mean,
it's crazy high again.
I think it's still 150 or higher as possible. Okay. I know it doesn't feel like it, but once we get through this tariff and that agenda around tariffs, markets can look forward to things that could be positive.
There you have it. And he's acknowledging the tariffs, which we've talked about here on the channel from time to time too. There's that correction that's going to come with the tariffs, and the markets are unsure until we get into that and find out what the reaction around the world will be. We'll see. But this, you know what? This came out a few days ago, and it fascinates me. This is America Sunrise, and this is on Real America's Voice here, a regular channel just covering news. They're covering the crypto market, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, gold, silver, crude oil, and then they go into crypto. Watch what happens here on this chart.
This is an interesting story, everyone, on Bitcoin.
Yeah, let's stop right there. So Bitcoin's not 43,000, and the guy giving the numbers acknowledges this. Listen.
Bitcoin is at the, well, that's a different number there because it's definitely not at 43,000. There you go. Bitcoin is at 86,000 right now.
Why is it saying $21,355.25 for XRP right now? You know, look, I don't know the answer. I'm not saying it like I know the answer. All I'm saying is that in my 7 years of being in this space, I've never seen another asset have more glitches than XRP. More price glitches on an exchange, on an indice, whatever. This, I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. But I tell you, it's fascinating to me. Now, Bitcoin did show up originally in the 40-some thousand, then it corrected to 86. But it just fascinates me how XRP over the 7 years that I've been in this space has more glitches than any other token I've ever seen. I don't know what to make of it. Bo Hines says here, and we know he's been brought in to help usher in the new digital era. Under the leadership of the president and David Sachs, we will make the United States the capital, crypto capital of the world. No doubt about it. And just in, the House of Representatives to hold a hearing on cryptocurrency market structure legislation on April 9th, 10 days from now. And that's the market structure bill. Remember, the stablecoin bill, they said that thing's in a much better place to get through even faster. So the fact that they're already starting to get this thing hammered out just 10 days from now, this is a huge positive step forward. I tell you, the pace that this administration is moving is really, really remarkable for government of any level. BlackRock's Biddle Fund token fund triples in 3 weeks. Now, this is not the one on the XRP-Ledger. This is the BlackRock's Ethereum-based tokenized money market fund. Has more than tripled in the past 3 weeks. I just wanted to show you the growth level on that. Now, we do know that Biddle Fund has a project tokenizing treasuries on the XRP-Ledger. That is remarkable. So you can see the stage is set. Polymarket odds. XRP ETF approval in 2025 spikes to 87%. Now we have a list of 18 XRP spot ETFs in line, waiting for BlackRock to announce. It's going to be sometime. They're not going to sit on the sideline and not do it. And here we know that breaking rumors that Bank of America is ready to go live with XRP-powered payments. We're all in on XRP, said to come from a senior executive. Well, here's the actual CEO of Bank of America.
And so I think if it becomes regulatory okay, which it wasn't before, and that's one of the issues, you'll see the banking system enter with, we have hundreds of patents on blockchain already. We know how to enter the field.
Yeah, you see that grin he had? We know how to enter the field. We have hundreds of blockchain patents already, right? It's fascinating to me because they did just get the green light. Over 5,000 U.S. banks can now enter crypto markets as regulators lift the approval requirements. Get ready. Listen to what Brad Garlinghouse says right here.
Does work with a number of central banks around the world. We've publicly announced some of them. And we're in the phase of kind of testing, experimenting, and they're issuing their central bank issued digital currencies on the XRP ledger.
There you have it. Central banks are issuing their CBDCs on the XRP ledger, not to mention the fact that it's just been lifted here in the US that they can participate in all kinds of crypto services. I ask you, How many of the 5,000 banks will use XRP or XRP-Ledger? I don't know the answer, but I'm just asking. We should ask. I mean, we know that there's central banks right directly from Brad Garlinghouse that are issuing assets on the XRP-Ledger. How about this? How about this one? Where's all of these assets going to be custodied? Where's all the reserves going to be custodied? Medico? Standard Trust and Company? How about real USD? How many of these 5,000 banks or the central banks that Brad Garlinghouse are going to talk about here will be interacting with the real USD with their CBDC in the future? This all directly comes into what I talked about over the weekend. The new financial system is going to have banks on it. Right now, it looks like this, because that's the XRP ledger with a few cars doing 70 billion in payment flows. We were told by Jasmine Cooper from Ripple X, they're about to bring that back-end liquidity and tie it into the public DEX. This is what we want. Banks are the back-end liquidity, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. And 5,000 of them were just told that they can play here. Come on in. Egrad Crypto says it is so important. 16 hours left, less now. The monthly candle has to close above $2. And we're above it right now, and it needs to stay there. We must not allow any part of this candle to close below $2, he says, which is why I will be buying a small bag today to make my effort to keep it up, right? That's what I'm doing. It's not even for me at this point. XRP measure move target $27. Look, we look at these things. Which section do you not understand? Let's break this down. Formation W. You can see the W. There's your W. We'll get to the diagram. But basically, next phase, expect 1 month of parabolic moves. So we got to get out of this little spot we're in, adjusting for the tariffs, feeling how that's going to affect all the markets, not just crypto. And here's what we anticipate in the coming weeks. 4 weeks of life-changing opportunities for 90% of us. 30 days of sleepless excitement. 720 hours glued to your screens. 43,200 minutes of scrolling through updates. 2,592,000 seconds of pure adrenaline rush. Your dopamine levels will soar better than cold plunges or ice baths. XRP has done this in 30 days before, and the last pump took just 35 days. This month will be coming soon. But remember to take profits. And here's what he's looking at. This W pattern and us right here. Which means we can see a little push up, another retest of resistance, and bang, off we go. And obviously he puts the $8, $13, $27 targets all within reach. Tariffs are a real impact. And Liberation Day may cause a little pain and a little friction, but it will be in the short term. And what I do know is while all of that is taking place, the United States government is moving at a breakneck pace to usher in its U.S. market infrastructure for the new digital on-chain economy by passing legislation this year. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.